You wake before dawn, the world still heavy with possibility. In the hush before sunlight splits the horizon, a single thought pulses through your mind. What will you claim today? There stood a young man almost 16 decades ago, arms folded against the chill of an Io morning, watching muddy fields splayed like unfinished canvases. Where others saw barren earth, he saw hidden fire oil seeping from fractured rock, a slumbering titan waiting to breathe. That man was John Rockefeller, and in that moment, the seeds of an empire were sown. He believed wealth was not stumbled upon, nor inherited. It was wrested from the raw bones of reality by those who dared to grasp destiny itself. With lantern in hand and heart fueled by conviction, he measured potential not by what lay before him, but by what could be extracted, refined, and unleashed upon the world. That unwavering faith in unseen possibility would dictate every choice, every sacrifice, every ruthless negotiation. When others balked at risk, Rockefeller stepped forward. When driller saugers rattled and failed, he sorted through failure like a cartographer tracing uncharted maps. Each misstep became a blueprint, each setback a stepping stone. A single kernel of clarity guided him. Purpose is forged in the crucible of adversity. He vowed, "I will not be swayed by doubt." This mantra, repeated like a blacksmith hammering steel, fused his vision into unbreakable metal. As the sun rose higher and fortunes flickered uncertainly, Rockefeller mastered the art of vertical integration. He saw opportunity in every stage: production, transport, refining, distribution, transforming disparate gears into a single, relentless machine. Others built castles on one hill. He carved a network of strongholds across an entire continent. His Standard Oil became more than a company, it was a living organism. Veins of pipelines pumping ambition through cities and rural towns alike. But empires are not built on market share alone. They rise on the shoulders of discipline. Rockefeller embodied a regimen far beyond his peers. Mornings began with exacting precision. A simple breakfast, the day's agenda etched in his mind. Every meeting timed to the minute. He refused indulgence. He despised wasted resources. Time is money, he would say, not as a trite slogan, but as a commandment carved into his moral code. He rose early, worked tirelessly, and sacrificed comfort for conquest. Vision, however, was his true compass. In a world shrouded by conventional thinking, oil as novelty, kerosene as mere lighting, he saw the lifeblood of progress. He envisioned factories humming on electricity, pumped by his refined output. Railroads glinting under lamplight fueled by his kerosene. Carriages transitioning to motorized engines powered by gasoline distilled in Standard Oil refineries. He understood that technology would forever be tethered to energy. He bet his entire legacy on that truth. Belief is not enough without action. Rockefeller moved fleetly, assembling allies who shared his hunger and casting aside those who hesitated. He acquired rail rebates that choked competitors, margins, and negotiated secret deals that shifted power behind closed doors. Each bold move was Uruguay precise, targeted, and final. When antitrust menaced his empire, he met their challenge with stoic resolve, streaming resources into legal trenches, refusing to concede ground. Even as public outrage swelled and trust-busters sharpened their claws, he remained unshaken. For Rockefeller knew that true resilience is measured not by avoiding blows, but by withstanding them. Throughout this rise, he never lost sight of purpose. His ambition was not hollow greed. It was a vision of industry's future shaped by his hand. He professed that every dollar accumulated carried a duty and obligation to uplift society. This conviction matured into philanthropy, planting the seeds of foundations that would outlast his lifetime. Education. Medical research. Public health. He funneled wealth into institutions where knowledge and well-being could flourish. His ethos. If you build towers, ensure they endure by strengthening the ground beneath them. Yet adaptability remained the silent current beneath every action. When natural gas emerged as a byproduct, he redirected pipelines rather than discarding them. When kerosene demand plateaued, he pivoted toward gasoline. His empire breathed and shifted like water, filling every crack in the market. He against walls static mindsets with an answer simple in theory, but rare in practice. Evolve or become obsolete. Imagine standing where he stood, surveying the world he transformed. Once a modest oil station in Cleveland, Standard Oil had grown into a leviathan, its tendrils stretching into every corner of commerce. Each refinery was a forge, each pipeline a conduit of ambition. His legacy was not merely the wealth he amassed, but the blueprint he left for future titans: discipline as foundation, vision as compass, resilience as shield. In your own journey, feel that same fire awaken within your chest. The challenges you face, the market you traverse, the obstacles that loom, these are but the raw materials of your empire. Grasp them. Shape them. Bend them toward your vision. Clarity will illuminate your path when fog descends. Belief will shield you when critics howl. Discipline will carry you through exhaustion. Action will catapult you beyond fear. Resilience will anchor you when storms rage. And adaptability will guide you when the terrain shifts. You are the architect of your destiny. You stand at the threshold of your own oil empire, whatever form it takes. Innovation. Leadership. Creativity. Legacies of service. The elements are before you. Mindset. Belief. Clarity. Vision. Purpose. Discipline. Action. Resilience. Legacy. Philanthropy. Adaptability. But remember, these are not separate lessons to be catalogued. They are facets of a single truth, a unified force that becomes unstoppable when wielded together. Just as Rockefeller forged oil into empire, so too can you transform raw ideas into monumental impact. Let the roar of ambition thunder in your veins. Let unwavering conviction shape your every decision. Let every sacrifice carve a path to greatness. In the dawn of your own journey, recall the oil fields that whispered potential to a young Rockefeller. Hear their echo in your own ambitions. Then step forward, lantern in hand, to claim the slumbering titan within. The world awaits the empire you will build.